What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Wrestling Fans Podcast. This is episode number 4. We have some juicy things to speak about between, rumors, this and that, things that have happened, maybe my personal life a little bit if I feel like it, just a bunch of stuff. Not a bunch, but some things to talk about. Maybe give me 20 minutes to, talk. That's all I need. That's all I need, guys. That's all I need. But we're gonna start this off with Cody Rhodes and Brandy Rhodes have officially left AEW. Now, this is weird. This is really weird that they left AEW. Cody Rhodes helped develop and create AEW and to have it grow to where it is right now. He was like an executive, whatever, in the company. He was the EVP, and he's a co-founder. He's a co-founder of AEW, and he chooses to leave that company that he helped build to what it is right now. Now, the rumor is that he's basically got a deal in place with the WWE. He's coming back to the WWE. If this is true, then he's 110% he's going to have a match at Mania. So it's gonna be funky, but exciting, man. It's exciting. So I'm gonna read you two separate things. So this thing from Twitter that Wrestle Purist tweeted out. Cody Rhodes is going to WWE and is going to get a big push. So that's the main rumor going on, that he's gonna be pushed to kind of like the main event in WWE since he's made himself such a big star. It says Vince McMahon is going to treat this as a big deal. Everybody I talk to thinks of Vince that loves the idea of acquiring a co-founder and EVP and main event wrestler. So I think that's a Vince thing to do, honestly. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that this man helped build AEW. Like he was there from the beginning, came up with, all the ideas, this and that, had like creative control for so long in that, and helped build it to what it is, and he left. he left. And then I have another report here that Cody Rhodes reportedly returning to WWE he's returning to WWE because a loss of booking power led to his AEW departure. So apparently, the news in the mean streets is that Tony Khan, I'm guessing, didn't want him having creative control or something. And they wanted to have him. His deal was coming up, obviously. And they wanted him to re-sign. They gave him I'm guessing it was 7 figures at least. Gets to kind of choose when he wants to work, this and that. That's the privilege of being one of the top guys in a company that just started out, and the fact that he's one of the co-founders kind of makes it even more, where he can just choose how many matches a year. There's not any live events for AEW. They just have their TV tapings, and then the guys can go and do indie shows if they would like. So he's going from that to choosing to leave because he doesn't have creative control and he's missing out on those millions of dollars for, let's say, 5 years or something. Let's say $3 million for 5 years. And he's going to leave that to go to WWE, to where he originally got released from. Or he asked for his release. Something along the lines of that. They had him paint his face and be Stardust, and basically embarrassed him for the last portion of his career there. Left, proved himself, and now he's coming back to where you have, live events that you have to deal with. You have the WWE creative team, which is not the greatest right now. It's, he doesn't have any creative control unless he manages to get a contract where he does have creative control. Which, if he does, that'd be very smart on his part. Just kind of go into it being like, hey, I want to be able to have a say in what goes on with my career if I come back, type of thing. Yeah, so he's literally going from, like, the most laid-back job in the world to, like, the major leagues. It's kind of like being like a... It's kind of like playing, flag football at a school or whatever. And then going from that, with chilling with the boys, just playing flag football, to immediately going to the NFL, and you're getting tackled, and like you have to train every single day, and it's not fun anymore because it's your job and you have to do it, and you have to listen to whoever. If not, they'll cut you or they'll trade you. That's kind of what's going on. God damn. But yeah, man, that I was at work today, and I'm just scrolling through Twitter, just like, what is happening? What is happening? There's no way. Like, I can't believe that out of all people, Cody Rhodes is the one to go to WWE. I have a feeling WWE is like top tier. Like, it's probably not the best place to work. Like, it's probably not like the most like if you're in your feelings, you don't want to work for WWE. Yeah, because like your heart's gonna get broken a few times, while you're there. Whether you're working there or you end up getting fired. But I feel like with AEW being so free, I feel like people want like the challenge, and I can see other people leaving AEW to go to WWE. Just for the mainstream part of it also. Like, WWE is very, very mainstream. People say WWE's dead, this and that. Hell no, man. You just had, The Rock, the biggest WWE person ever. The biggest actor, sports entertainer, that still, like, is in character all the time. Like, he's The Rock, like the wrestler The Rock. And he introduced, like, everyone to the Super Bowl in his Rock form. Then you got people like Brock Lesnar, who is, being all buddy with, like, the Jackass crew and body slamming Wee Man through a table. Like, he's going on Pat McAfee's podcast. or show, whatever it is, and just having a good time on there, man. You know, talking normal, like he's having fun doing his, his stuff in the ring. Um, like it's WWE's mainstream as hell. Like they got commercials during Super Bowls. You know, the team that won the Super Bowl had a WWE championship belt with their, team logos on the belt already. And they were holding it on stage while they were getting handed, the Lombardi trophy. You're telling me that's not mainstream? Everyone's seeing that. There's like 100 million people watching the Super Bowl, and you're over here with a WWE Championship over your shoulder, chilling. Like AEW doesn't have that. They're not like, you don't have people going on like the Today Show or something like that, to promote a pay per view. They're not going on all these talk shows. AEW is just like, they're like the fan show. It's kind of like a higher production like indie show. Like it's, you know AEW has its moments. Like, yeah, they have these big spots. They do crazy things. They have like death matches and this and that. But like when it comes to like trying to grow an audience, like you're not growing that big of an audience, man. You're barely breaking 1 million viewers lately, and that I think that's mainly because of CM Punk. But that I think CM Punk's kind of the draw right now for them. If Punk just was like, yeah, I'm done wrestling, like, I should have stayed away type of thing, like their ratings would drop. They'd go back down to like 600,000, maybe like 700,000 viewers every show, and you know, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, again, it just blew my mind thinking about that. Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, man, coming back to the WWE. I won't believe it till I see it, but it's just crazy, man. Out of all people. Another rumor, which kind of like the Cody thing, kind of like pushed this rumor that I'm about to talk about, kind of out the door. Like people aren't really paying attention to it, but I guess WWE was trying to get Stone Cold to come back for another match at the age of like 56. To face Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. Not gonna lie, I'd pay to see it. I would have to pay to see it, man. It's Kevin Owens, man. He's like a perfect heel, but like he can play like the perfect good guy. But you can never tell which one's which. But he asked permission to use the stunner as a finisher, and Austin granted it. And with Mania coming up, with it being in Dallas, Owens has been like talking about Texas and how trash it is. So if Steve Austin comes out one week and like challenges him to a match or something, did blow my mind. But the whole Cody thing kind of like pushed that one to the side and kind of is like, all right, now Cody is gonna be in WrestleMania. I think what they should do a Cody and Brandy versus Triple H and Stephanie. That would be good, because with that, there's kind of like a story behind it with the whole throne thing that Cody did during an AEW pay-per-view. He had the throne that he came up in, that looked like Triple H's throne, and he smashed it with a sledgehammer and it exploded. Yeah, that would be perfect. That would be phenomenal. Phenomenal. But, let's see. What else do we got here? 205 Live. You guys remember that? You guys remember 205 Live? You know, it used to be on like after Raw, strictly on the WWE network. Then they moved it to like strictly on the WWE network, but only on like Wednesdays or something. You know, and then that stopped, and then they ended up putting it on after NXT. You know, and then they end up putting it on during NXT, so you'll have like, you know, cruiserweights, cruiserweight championship in NXT, you know, doing all that stuff. And then they'd have their own separate show, 205 Live. Well, they kind of announced that 205 Live is done. Like they're not doing it anymore. Not gonna lie, I never watched 205 Live like too serious. Like it didn't get the love that it needed, but after Neville left, or either left or got released. I think he got released. After he left, and then the whole allegation thing went on with Enzo, and he ended up getting released. 205 Live just went downhill. Like it was not good. Like not entertaining at all. There's like no good characters in it. Nothing. It just, you know, they had so much potential, but I don't think they need to have a special show for that division. You know, the cruiserweights. Like you can keep them on NXT and, you know, do the NXT stuff, or you can have it be like a third championship like it was back in the day, because you know, you'd have it on SmackDown, you'd have the you'd have the heavyweight championship, then you'd have the United States championship, and then you'd have the cruiserweight, and then, you know, the tag titles. But yeah, I think it's just gonna stay in NXT. It's it's rough. I feel bad for those guys that were on there, because they try to make it entertaining and would try to make something of the opportunity that they got, but you know, the writing wasn't good and people couldn't get invested. And I don't really like blame them. Like it is what it is, I guess. But guys, exciting news to kind of wrap up this podcast. Let's see. Oh, what's going on here? What the hell is going on here? What am I looking at? Oh, that didn't verify anything. But yeah, the WWE 2K22, they've been releasing the roster slowly at a time, giving like ratings. Dude, they gave Liv Morgan like a 77. Come on, dude, she's at least an 80. Like, there's people that are above her should definitely be under her. But yeah, there's so many exciting things, guys. So many exciting things. GM mode, they went into full detail today about it and like how you can do it. I think they kind of like misled us when it came to GM mode, saying like, you can invite a friend and you can play with a friend and compete against a friend, but you can't. Like, the way you can do it is if they're like in the same room with you, you can do it that way. Or you can, if you're on PlayStation, if you're on like Steam, you can kind of like share your screen or like party share, and you're able to play with them that way. Um, I was hoping there was going to be like an invitation thing. You can invite them, you guys can just go through it together, this and that, but that's just, it's so misleading. But from from what I've seen of it, it looks very fun. I'm not gonna lie. It's over there. I just bought a PlayStation Vita because I tried modding my PSP, but it's so out of date that the Wi-Fi card in it doesn't connect to modern like routers and stuff, so like I couldn't update my PSP to the latest version so I would be able to mod it. So it was a whole thing. So I ended up going and on Etsy I ended up getting a PlayStation Vita uh with all of the PSP SmackDown versus Raw games, and then I have uh from the PlayStation 1 WWF Warzone, WWF Attitude, WWF SmackDown, WWF SmackDown 2. Then I have WWE All Stars. Um, I had them loaded up with all those WWE games so I can just chill in bed and like play like my GM mode or something, and then just relax. Maybe play like um the Road to WrestleManias again on there and just have fun. But yeah, I'm so excited for this new game, guys. It's crazy. Like I've been waiting so long. Like you're able to actually have like for just for my GM mode, for example, that the detail that they put into it, you got the contracts, how much they cost, match types that cost more than others. So like a TLC match is gonna cost more than a tables match. It's that type of stuff, like the detail you have there, the different type of styled wrestler that they have like their own social feed on there where it shows like how hyped people are for specific wrestlers and what people they want to see, so you can kind of like you make your show based on what the viewers are saying to kind of make it better. You have the option between like five GMs. You got like Adam Pearce, Sonya Deville, Shane McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, and then you can have your own custom wrestler. So you can like download one from the community creation and like have CM Punk be the GM of Raw. Or you can customize your own and like you can be the GM of Raw if you wanted to. So it's cool, man. It's it's very exciting. I'm just, like I've been waiting since 2019, like September of September or October of 2019 for like a good wrestling game, and this channel, like I had so many like plans for it through like the years once I started doing solo wrestling content, and 2K20 just killed my vibe. Like I fought through and I got like 41 episodes of the created Superstar Showcase, which people love. Like that's kind of like the series that is growing my channel continuously. I'm just excited to move on to a new game. Like I want to say, welcome. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is episode 1 of the WWE 2K22 Created Superstar Showcase. You know, instead of 2K20, it's. I'm just excited, man, for the future. Like, this game's gonna be so much fun. I really, really hope that. WWE doesn't allow them to release this game unfinished. Like, I hope it's not glitchy at launch. Doesn't need a 10, or doesn't need a 40 gig day one update type of thing, you know? I just want the good stuff, boys. But yeah, guys, I'm excited. I'm excited again. 2K22, boys. Cody Rhodes, possibly in WrestleMania 38. You really know. Now listen to this before I exit off. I got this guy Gareth, WWE Gareth. His comment on this tweet was, yeah, it speaks volume of how terrible that company really is. Cody choose to get on a lifeboat before the inevitable happens. Now, this is in response to, let's see. It says Cody Rhodes really traded $3 million a year. That's a lot. $3 million a year. Let's say if he signs like a $5 million contract, $15 million, dude. So $3 million a year, an easy road schedule, so it'd be only TV tapings, less days to work, so 1 day a week, 52. Dude, he'd have to work like 52 days a year if he only did like TV tapings. There's what, 52 days, 52 weeks in a year. You do 1 week, 1 day a year. Yeah. So like 52, let's say 2 tapings. So like 104, a week. Or a year. 104. That's better than the 250 whatever, 250 days a year or whatever WWE does. That's crazy. Less days to work, creative freedom, a TV show, which he had the TV show with, his wife, the whatever it's called. I never really watched it. Media opportunities, EVP position, CBO position, his wife's cooking channel, and a guaranteed home for the rest of his life to be second best to Roman Reigns. You know how crazy it'd be if he comes to WWE? Oh, what if he just shows up during, like, at the end of, like, Elimination Chamber or something? I think that happens, like, this Saturday. And just calls out Roman. Like, that'd be crazy. Comes out in full, like, ring gear. Starts fighting him or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I was kind of like everywhere. Before I end it, personal update. I'm doing a lot better. It's been on Sunday. It will be exactly a month that my best friend, my dog of almost 10 years, passed. Buddy. Um, I miss him a lot. I really, really miss him a lot. And he's in my heart every day. I say goodnight to him still, even after a day or after a month. Every single night, I say goodnight. Say good morning every time. I go over. We got him cremated. Um, I go over and I touch the box he's in and tell him I love him and that. And yeah, I miss him a lot. Um, the house was kind of like quiet for it was like 2 weeks or something, and I had an opportunity to get another puppy or another dog, and personally, in like my head, I still miss my dog. I still think about him every day. Um, but for my dad, because I know he was really sad because he didn't have, my dog there with him anymore. And I decided to get the dog, get the puppy. We named him Max. I'll show you a quick picture of him. Um, he's a lanky little one. Look at this. That's the little guy right there. His name is Max. He's a little cutie. You got him and my girl's dog, Miko. They're just chilling, And yeah, he's a good dog. He's cute. He's cute. He'll never replace, Buddy. Like he's my Buddy will forever be like my all-time favorite animal to have ever owned, and I've lived with, and I've been able to treat as if they were like a child, or even really like a family member. He was a family member. He was part of our family for almost 10 years, and I miss him a lot. But to just kind of help the void, we got Max, and it's helped a little bit. It's less on my mind thinking like that my best friend's gone, so it's good. He's giving my dad a lot of attention, like he's stuck to his hip, and I kind of like that about him. So he's he's giving him the love that he needs. And yeah, that's kind of my little update on that. We did get another dog. It was very soon after was gone. I think we went and picked up his ashes 10 days after he passed. I think it was exactly 10 days after. Or it was either 10 or 11. And then that we picked him up on a Monday, and then that following Sunday we ended up going to get Max. And yeah, we needed it. This house needed it. Like he's a good boy. He still needs to learn how to like go to the bathroom in the proper places. Like he needs to know like that's where you go. You don't go on the carpet. You don't come. He comes in here and he craps. I think it's because, my girl's dog when he's here, he's in my room constantly. Or it's because of when Buddy was here. He roamed this room every day for like 6 years, 5 or 6 years. So, yeah, I don't know. He's something else, but he's a good dog. I love him. He's a little cutie. But yeah, that was my little update. Hope you guys did enjoy this podcast. If you did, let me know in the comments. if you'd like to hear me talk about something, a specific match, this and that, let me know in the comments. I love suggestions, know what to speak about. If you guys would like a little room tour of like my wrestling collection that I have, between like some belts that I have on the wall here, autographs, pictures, my like DVD collection, my VHS collection that I have for wrestling stuff. I have a bunch of figures, but like I am not digging through my closet to get them. But yeah, it's good stuff, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.